Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sekai, the Lookout Chronicles of Another World. This is episode 7. We're going to be talking about Sentenced to be a Hero this episode. I am joined by the other penal heroes on this quest, Jerri and Patrick. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good. How are y'all? Happy Sunday. Hopefully, y'all doing okay. It's raining really hard over here where I am.
Yeah.
Oh, it was supposed to rain. It hasn't started yet, but I'm doing good, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Um, Go Knicks, by the way. I'm not a big basketball fan, but I am from New York, so I still got to represent my team. Them boys won, and the city's on fire, but them boys won.
It's been a long time coming. I'm glad that they won for what it's worth. People don't understand. I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. You know, we had the whole thing in 2021 with Trae Young rolling the dice or whatever, and running them off the court or whatever. But I've also really been like a secret like Knicks fan. So I don't think people understand that. So when I see other people in Atlanta talking about, man, fuck the Knicks, blah, 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 I'm like, I feel like Mark Phillips when he's peeping around the corner and he's seeing somebody getting jumped. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know. I wish I could help you, brother. But like at the same time, you know, I'm happy to see that they're there and they finally did it. They made so many moves. They made so many roster changes to build up that team, and it worked out for them in the end. This was their time, and they finally got it. They finally got it done. Hopefully, the Falcons and the Hawks could do the same thing at some point in my lifetime. I've seen the Braves and UGA do it for their championships. Happy as hell to see that happen in my lifetime. That's 2 out of 4. I need to see the other two teams do it because Falcons, they ain't never did it. Hawks, they ain't did it since Jim Crow. Like I don't know what to tell you, bro. No, literally, it was like 1958, bro. Like,
oh damn,
exactly, and they wasn't even in Atlanta, so that it was just the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? So one day they'll be there, hopefully in our lifetime. But until then, you know, shout out to the Knicks for getting it done. Braves might be back in the World Series this year. They're still looking like the best team in the world. But yeah. This is episode 7, like I said. Before we get started, anything y'all want to talk about? This comes out like the end of June. So I know both of y'all had y'all birthdays at the beginning of June. We spent like a good 10 minutes recapping like what you guys did for your birthdays or whatever. But anything y'all want to talk about?
All I have to say is you need to watch ReZero. Season 4 is going up. You're welcome. I told you it was S tier. Let my episode be cemented. Hang me up in the rafters and see the greatness that is Subaru Natsuki. Or maybe Subaru Natsuki.
I will say on that same note, Slime is going crazy. I just watched the newest episode. That shit went hard. They're pulling out no stops when it comes to animation. Like, at all.
I gotta tap into Slime. I've been caught up to ReZero. I'm with Jerri on that. In addition to that, Nippon Sangoku on Prime Video. Please watch that. That is different. That is that might be one of them ones. All I can say is this year got some heat. I got a list of at least like 30 anime that have come out this year or that will be coming out this year so far that have some type of vying to be best anime of the year.
Okay.
Like, I could run down this list. I know you guys have seen some of these. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the list and I'm gonna just run these names off and I'm gonna gauge how you guys feel about them. So of course we got Sentenced to be a Hero, which we'll talk about later. Marriage Toxin, JJK season 3, ReZero, One Piece now that it's seasonal, Witch Hat Atelier, Medalist, Freerin, Wistoria, Demons of the Shadow Realm, My Hero Vigilantes, Hell's Paradise season 2, Kill Blue, Akane Banashi, Dr. Stone's final season, Mao, Classroom the Elite season 4, Slime, Mission Yozakura Family, Liar Game, Nippon Sangoku, Needy Girl Overdose, Snowball Earth, Rooster Fighter, Scum of the Braid, Aaron the Southpaw, Oshinoko, Fire Force, You and I Are Polar Opposites, To Your Eternity, Fate Strange Fake, Darwin Jihen, and Samurai Troopers. That's what I got so far. There may be some stuff on there that I didn't name, but was there anything on that list that stood out to y'all?
Toxin, Marriage, also fire. Sword and Wand, going crazy. I even started reading it because of how crazy it's going. Uh, Demons of the Shadow Realm, also going crazy. You gave me a lot of names. Some all three.
Yeah, like actually, list is basically everything. But hey,
Hey man, that just goes to show how much good there is from this year.
yes.
And that's not even the whole thing. I didn't even name like Bleach that hasn't come out yet, or Black Clover that hasn't come out yet. You know, like there's still stuff out there.
Mhm. Yes, shout out to my girl Akane Banashi holding it down, the queen of Jump, the queen of Shonen Jump. Y'all need to go check my girl out. Amazing, superior. Haven't watched it yet, but I've been there since the beginning. Also, Kagurabachi got its voice actors for like their main characters announced. Very happy. I'm a Bachi babe. I've been there also since the beginning. I never turned my back on Chihiro. Even when they were telling him that he was a Sasuke clone, I believed that he was going to be an OG. He was going to be an original. He's proved me right.
I'm ready to see what they do with Kagurabachi.
Oh, I like it has no choice but to be good. It has no choice. So I'm very excited.
Like if they go Sakamoto days with it, I might be a little upset. And that's not to say Sakamoto days is bad.
I don't think the mangaka will let them turn it into a slideshow. I don't think that's going to happen to us.
I just don't also want it to be like 3D CG. Like it can have some of that stuff in there, maybe like the backgrounds or whatever.
No, I don't. The CGI has gotten better over the
Yeah.
years. You almost can't tell. I used to hate it. Used to be so like uncanny valley, like disturbing. Like what am I looking at? It's very smooth now. I think from them like doing so many like so many like dancing scenes, like they've like perfected it, so it looks very smooth now. It looks very realistic. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't be my favorite,
Like
but
because it's being done by the Uma Musume people, right? So like
oh, it has no choice but to be like to be dynamic. Then Side Games is doing it.
yes they
Oh,
are.
oh, perfection, because they know how to make an episode. They know how to make a season.
It has the Jerry stamp of approval.
It hasn't come out yet. I'll be back. I'll be back to talk about it once it's released. You will hear me from the mountaintops yelling, telling you all to catch up.
Oh man. Is there anything else? I don't know if I got anything on the docket right now.
Irma Kun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
four?
season 4 started. It starts off with the music competition. It's actually not bad. I was afraid that the whole season would have been drawn out with the music competition, but it's not, thankfully, which makes me very happy. But I mean, if you like it and it's lighthearted and it's funny and it still has its moments, it's definitely a good watch, especially if you're just trying to have something just to enjoy and not be crazy.
We're gonna talk about that because it is an isekai, and it's also the writer is doing something in Shonen Jump called Ichi the Witch, and they're both being published simultaneously right now. So I think that's something worth talking about in the future. So we can definitely cover Irumako because I like it too. It's more lighthearted slice of life.
Yeah, definitely.
But until then, we will be talking about Sentenced to Be a Hero.
I see now. From the beginning, this was nothing but a setup. The demon blight, will soon corrupt this entire forest.
It hurts! Let me die! You have to resurrect me later!
You should know. There was a time when yours truly was on the verge of saving the whole world.
My loyal subjects, we shall snatch victory from the jaws of defeat!
It was actually 12. That's a lot more.
These morons honestly expect me to keep Neely in this dump?
To protect the nameless masses, I am glad to serve.
It appears that you require my blessing after all.
Xylo, you are such a mess. We knew her fate. Yet despite that, we were still complicit.
I thought he was the biggest part of my...
I don't know.
Sentence worse than death.
You are hereby sentenced to serve as a hero.
Xylo, what if there really are people plotting to put an end to humanity? What would you do?
I don't intend to die here, or care to watch you and your knights perish.
What's that guy's deal?
No way he should have survived Neely's flame.
I'll make you pay!
I shall prepare you a special sword. A truly magnificent blade.
Now it's time to march inside, to the very depths.
Sentenced to be a Hero. The full title is Sentenced to be a Hero, Prison Records of Penal Hero Unit, 9004. Anime released in winter 2026 this year. And it started out as a Japanese light novel series written by Rocket Shokai, illustrated by Mephisto, published by Yen Press internationally and ASCII Media Works, who also published Sword Art, A Certain Magical Index, S. Cryed, and 86, just to name a few series. So they have some good things in their back pocket, you know what I'm saying? This anime was produced by Studio Kai, who also worked on Uma Musume Pretty Derby, Seventh Time Loop, Skeleton Knight in Another World, Futopia, and Snowball Earth, which is also airing this year. Pretty good 3D CGI, if you ask me, and a good story. Go check it out. It's set in a world where magic and technology function together, and humanity is in a war of survival against a blight of demonic fairies. Alongside the knights who work for the government and temple, there are two smaller groups that also fight against the fairies. Heroes, who are individuals convicted of serious crimes and forced into compulsory service, and goddesses, highly powerful deities created for the express purpose of the war. Despite their name, heroes are looked down upon by society and stigmatized for their crimes. While most heroes did not commit crimes in life, their sentencing to become heroes is actually a means to suppress damning information about the government and temple in order to maintain the status quo. In addition to fighting, heroes' punishments also involve them being forcibly resurrected every time they are killed in combat, so that they can be redeployed endlessly as expendable weapons, leaving a bit of humanity behind in the afterlife each time this happens. And as a result, becoming a hero is seen as a harsher punishment than execution. The story.
Also, a quick note: they also lose memory when they come back.
Yes, they do. And we'll get to that because there is some characters that we meet that we can see the resulting after effects of this for. The story follows Xylo Forbarts, a former Holy Knight commander who killed the goddess he was contracted with after she became corrupted by the demonic blight. He's sentenced to be a hero for this, which he quickly realizes is a means by the temple to prevent the public from learning that goddesses can actually be corrupted by the blight. So Xylo is dispatched to the front lines as the field leader of Penal Hero Unit 9004. During one of his missions, he ends up meeting Terrorita, the sword goddess, who quickly chooses him to be her knight. And despite his great reluctance to form a contract with another goddess, he reluctantly does so to escape a particularly brutal demon encounter. Afterwards, Xylo and Terrorita team up with the rest of the Hero Unit 9004 while also being supervised by the Holy Knight Commander Pachos Kivia to continue fighting the fairies, while Xylo also works to figure out why he was truly set up to get revenge on those who did so. Now that we got all the preamble out the way, first question. Well, no, I'm gonna let y'all speak.
Well, I mean, go ahead with the first question.
Oh yeah.
First,
Hold on. My bad. Because I felt like I wanted to say something. My bad.
Go ahead.
I was reading along in the text.
My bad. So the first question is: does this pass the 3 episode rule for y'all? And what is something that stood out on the initial watch?
Um, yes, for me, it definitely passes the 3 episode rule. What originally stood out for me was his disdain for the goddess when he found out there was one in the coffin. Like that threw me off. It's like, well, why do you hate this thing so much? So it made me very intrigued to see where this goes.
Yeah, it passes. What episode one is like? What, like an hour? So basically, I guess like
Mhm.
kind of ish one and two. Starts off real slow. Whoever very big brain to do it like that, because I was confused. I had no idea what was going on, but quickly I got the gist. I enjoyed the setup. Uh, Wonderful actually. I like the characters. I think this is the first time in a long time, I'm like, oh, I like everybody. I think that is kind of like what caught my attention because I was like, this is a ragtag team of people. Like, how all y'all end up together? Like,
Mhm.
are y'all besties? Are y'all not? Are y'all clearly they are bonded by their trauma. And so I was like, okay, okay, I see here. I see. But yeah, they're very everyone has their own little quirks and their little quips. And I think it does work, right? We see very quickly like they do know how to work together to survive and to make it through their clearly their death missions that they're going on. And I that was my first thing. I was like, why are they getting set up? Because I found that very interesting, right? Like, okay, like, you're a hero, sentenced to death, like sentence worse than death. All right, cool, lovely. Um, and so I'm thinking like, okay, it's worse than death because like you do still have, kind of like ReZero where you still do have to die, but then you come back. But it's like, no, it is worse because you lose a piece of your soul each time. So you don't want to die, and then you can't die. But yet then they send you on these missions where you actually are supposed to die. So what's going on here? I needed to figure out the connection. I'm not there all the way after episode 12, but I think I kind of see what's going on. So I do very much enjoy it. I enjoyed the mystery aspects of kind of figuring out the world. I think it's very interesting and a nice way to do that and to make that setup.
I'm right there with both of y'all. The initial setup with first it being like a 50-minute first episode, kind of crazy. It's a cold open. You're like seeing somebody run through this forest, being chased by the demons, shit going crazy. People are dying left and right. Um, One of the characters opens up this coffin and it's a little girl inside. It's like, well, what the hell is going on? They also quickly explain like quickly give you the whole rundown of what's going on about the heroes and like how they'll die and they'll come back if something happens. Just the entire rundown of the whole plot in the first episode is really good. We kind of get Xylo's background and like what he's setting out for. Really chaotic character, you know what I'm saying? Like, but also, can I just say a brother, you know what I'm saying, a fair skinned brother, dark skinned brother, leading the troop, very intelligent man. He's gonna be up there in the rafters for one of the best Black History characters coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Like good to see him coming in Ricochet. He has YN energy, but still an intelligent character. You know what I'm saying? Like really good to see him. So I want to get into some of the characters while we were talking about it. Um, let's start off with Xylo. He is the leader of the Hero Unit 9004. Intelligent, very sarcastic, hot head, ready to wreck shit at any time, but he's also very protective. You can see how he treats a lot of the people, Terrorita, how he goes about plotting to save all of the people in a fair amount of the episodes, like the mine episode. Whenever they have to be deployed to these capitals, he's always plotting to save the every person that he can as best as he can and deploys his units accordingly and will use himself as effectively as possible before he even needs to use Terrorita. um Speaking of Terrorita, 13th goddess of swords. She's very quirky, noble, energetic, loves being praised, proud of her power. We got Norgal Sinridge, the delusional minded leader who thinks he's a
Michael,
king.
Oh
Michael,
yeah,
Michael,
my liege.
Michael.
His crime, he led a rebellion against the Empire, but was quickly defeated. One of his special abilities when he's here is that he creates powerful seals on weapons and equipment to boost their combat capabilities. We kind of see that when they do fight in the mines. You got Dota Luzulus, the thief who stole Terra Rita in the first episode.
The
Um,
klepto.
yeah. His crime was to cover up the imprisonment of the crown prince, which we get like a lot of these things just get lore dropped within their backstories and why they're being sentenced. So the crown prince was in trouble. For some reason, he was in a dungeon. Um, Dota was trying to save him, but when he was being sentenced, they were like, why would the crown prince be down there? Why would he ask you for help? You are just a thief. Why would we do this? So the attempt also cost him his left arm. So now he has a cybernetic prosthetic, which is very interesting in this magical world with some type of futuristic technology with seals and all of this stuff. It's like, how? We're going to talk about this in a second too after we get through the characters. But I want to touch on that later. We got Venetim, the support and operational manager. He does a lot of the background work, setting up the way that they can be deployed, speaking with the military and the church so that they can get so much favor into what their workings. So like a lot of the time when they need extra units or manpower and Xylo isn't enough, he'll, use the power of talk no jutsu and get things cracking for them. His crime was being a con man who attracted the attention of the temple after writing an article about them, but he wasn't sentenced for writing lies and slander, but he was actually telling the truth and he just didn't know it. He really didn't know it. So they're like, we can't have that word, we can't have that being spread out. Come over here, brother. Then one of the more interesting characters is Tatsuya, who is a berserker hero who was supposedly summoned during this first war and had died and reincarnated so much that his mind deteriorated and he just becomes like this berserk, mindless caveman who only fights. That is probably crazy to see on at first, and then you start to get hints about him later down the line. It's like, oh shit. We got Sav, the cheerful but reckless sniper. He was a former assassin turned hero instead of the death penalty. We got Jace, the dragon rider, who's cocky and outspoken. He initiated a rebellion in an attempt to save dragons, which led him to being charged with mutiny. Rhino, who is an eccentric and unsettling artilleryman who is actually a demon lord. We get that reveal at the end of the season. Crazy to see, and he's a hero of his own will because he wants to kill demons and he enjoys making them suffer. Crazy. And then I saved her for last, Patoshe Kivia, the commander of the 13th Order of Holy Knights, who was supposed to be originally contracted to Terra Rita, but due to the situation in the first episode, Xylo had to make the contract instead. She's arrogant and hates heroes and wants to fight and live honorably. But we'll get to her. So my biggest question right now: who are some of your favorite characters, and what stood out between them? Let's get into some of the plot details along with them as well.
You can go first, Jerry. I'll let you add this one first.
Okay. My king, my liege, Norgal. No, Norgal comes in clutch. He's so pinch. Like if you need someone on your team, excellent. He really is the only reason why any win that they get, they get. He actually is. And you're probably like, why would you say that? Because my dude, once again, put him up there with Optimus Prime. Put him up there with the greats. You hear him, my soldiers roar, my soldiers rage. Yeah, I'm raging. Literally took those people in the mines who had zero combat experience and was like, hey, bro, y'all want to fight and live to see another day? I got you. They're in there.
Yeah,
Inspirational.
he
But
was up
also,
there with Erwin.
absolutely. Yes. Erwin, Optimus, Norgal. Put them up there. And who did I say from the last episode? Um, oh my gosh, Karush.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Karush,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Put them four up there. Put them four up there, bro. Can lead. But no, because he's very strategic in how he's able to implant his seals within the weapon, so like everyone can use them, right? So that way it's not just the heroes, because it's only what, 8 of them, if that even.
Mm-hmm.
No, because sometimes it's not even all 8 of them, bro. Sometimes it's just 3. Sometimes it's just 3 or just 2 of them, and so it's like, okay, there still is power in numbers as you're going against the demon blights, right? Because of course it's just like a mindless crazy horde, so you do need more manpower. He's able to supply that, and he just be whipping it out of nowhere. I think he's also very creative in how he is able to utilize his magic. That's why they were trying to stop him. He was too good. He was too good. They had to
Mm-hmm.
sentence him to death. You see that once again in the mines. You also see that in the kind of like that last final battle where like he up here making cannons. I'm like, how did you even have time to make these cannons? He made them cannons and was ready to go, have them going, and never backs down from a fight. They'd be like, actually, Norgal, like you need to be in the back, bro. Like you, like your second wave. He's like, absolutely not. I'm commander, commander in chief. I'm
Fight
gonna
with
be
my
first line.
men. Yeah.
I cannot. How can I lead the men if I'm out in the back? I can't do that. I can't do that. I think he's very clutch. Um, I love my girl, Patashe. I already knew that her life story was not gonna go beautifully, but she's my girl. I think I like how, like, as the story progresses, right, she slowly comes to the realization. I like that tension that she has, right? When you have like the two polar opposites, right? So you have the heroes who are like, I hate the regime because the regime is so terrible to me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then someone who is a part of the regime who actually kind of like has like the wool lifted from their eyes and like can see it for what it is, right? So even though she does have her devout faith and her belief, not just in the system, but in her family as well, because she's also part of like the aristocracy there too. So, and of the military, right? So like this is all she knows. She only knows the church, the liege, everyone to be good. But it's like, what if they're not, my dear? What if? And then coming to her own conclusions, I think seeing that is like really wonderful, not just within her, but within like all of our characters, right? The tension that they have between how they believe in something and allowing the events that happen to actually change them, I think is fantastic. I also like Xylo's wife. Shout out to her, because once again, because not everybody needs to be on the front lines, right? Not everybody got to be a fighter. Not everybody could be shoot 'em up, blow 'em up, kill them all. We need someone to go get the intel. We need someone to use their privilege and get some money and get us some guards
Oh,
and get
Frenchie.
us that info. Yes, my sis, like, what was it? Patricia was like, hey bro, like I need you to like figure something out for me. She said, give me by the morning. I'll figure it out for you. By her uncle. She was like, I'll have info in the morning. Wait till then. The morning came, had that information ready for her. How she do it, I don't know. I don't need to know. My sis delivers. And once again, it helps not just like with the people who have the privilege, but just the entire hero unit in itself, right? When they're trying to figure out the one demon who like disguises themselves, she already peeped.
Spriggan.
They came to her, was like, hey bro, we're trying to figure out the demon who is here. She's like, oh yeah, I've been on that. Y'all ain't been on that. That's why I'm actually still here and why I can't leave. Like, yes ma'am, I need that. So those are my 3. Xylo's wonderful, but I like him more so like for his relationship with Teorita. I like the tension that they have between the two of them. So we could talk about that later. But yeah, those are my 3. And I also like the sniper. And Rhino's cool. I already knew something was very off with him. He gives very American Psycho. I knew from the second he hit that screen. I said something is not right with this brother. I don't know what, but something.
For me, my top 3 are definitely going to be Xylo, Terita, and then Xylo's wife. Mainly Xylo's wife, because she was determined to not only see Xylo free, but she also didn't believe in the stuff that they said Xylo did. Like, she knew he was innocent, and she was determined to get her husband. Like, she didn't care, and she was gonna do what she had to do to get him free from that sentence. So that's why, like, when I saw her and I saw all that, I'm like, ah, yeah, nah, I like her. I like her a lot. She said, nah, fuck that. That's my man. You ain't gonna tell me shit about him. I'm gonna need him back. And Xylo threw me off though, the way he was treating her. I'm like, bro, Shorty's a die, ride or die for real. Like, why you doing her like this? He
Because
had
he
me.
wants her to move on. He's like, bro, I'm a hero. I ain't gonna never get out this.
I get it, but still, I'm like, yo, Shorty said she here to stay. I'm like, I feel it, you know. So, but yeah, she was my top. Terita is my number two, just because of just how her personality. She is a personality, a very vibrant personality, and it's and then from watching the show, I realized that the different goddesses all have their own personalities, but they all share the same trait of always wanting to be praised and acknowledged. That was the one similarity between them. But I feel like Terita has like the biggest personality out of all of the goddesses that we've seen or heard about throughout the show. And that made her very interesting to me, especially like her being treated so poorly by Xylo at first, and her like, I'm not giving up until you give me head pats. And throughout the whole entire series, she just kept asking for her head pat. Finally, she did get her head pat, but it took a long ass time for them damn head pats. Um, Xylo, just for being the dog that he is, that man's a dog. There was a lot of missions, a lot of times where Xylo should be dead, and he got that dog in him, like straight up.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to have a definition or a picture next to that dog in him, Xylo, boom, right there. Depiction of that shit.
Absolutely.
Like,
Real nigga.
Real nigga shit. 10 toes down, always. Like, boy, Xylo pulled through some shit that I didn't think he could pull through. Like, it was crazy. Like when they fought the serpent demon god, and like he got his leg hit, and he still went charging in at full speed. I'm like, damn, bro, you should be mangled right now. Like, how are you even doing this? But yeah, those are my three, and those are the reasons why. But yeah, I definitely love them. They are a great combination, and I feel like they will make a happy little family. Xylo, his wife, and Terita. You know what I'm saying? They go perfect together.
I'm somewhere in the same camp, but replace his wife with Kivia. That's my three. But here's the crazy thing, right? Because like Xylo, like you said, that man's a dog. There was a point where somebody asked him, like, "Why are you doing this? Are you trying to be like getting good favor?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "No, I just want to cause unimaginable pain and wreck shit. Like, really, I don't need no glory. I don't need no status. I don't need to die a noble death or fight no. I'm just trying to kill these niggas, dog. Like, oh, real nigga. We don't need the back and forth. Let's just go and pop shit. Like the fact that his power is seals is engraved into him, and he has the seal of heat and light, and that combination just makes explosives.
Explosions,
Bro, yeah. Come on, man! Like, that is a crazy combination. Like you said, Terrorita, she's very childlike. She's very fun to be around, and like her just wanting the head pats, very adorable. She's in Anya tier. Protect her at all costs. Literally, got to protect her at all costs. And then Kivia, the first season is literally her story, and how she like how people initially treat heroes, and they are just criminals in a sense, but and that's the biggest thing about this entire story, where you're sentenced to be a hero, and the initial definition of a hero is somebody who gains glory and fame and status, all this great stuff. But in this story, heroes is a crime. Like, that's honestly the first thing that stood out to me on initial watch. Like, how can you be sentenced to be a hero? You would think that's a good thing, but no, that's the worst thing that could happen to you. And so with Kivia, just her seeing these criminals being like essentially slaves to the empire, just going out there and them actually being on the front lines. Every time they get a mission, they're like, your mission is to go out there and die for us. and draw out all of this attention, bring the demons here. You're gonna die on the front lines so we can engage the assessments and everything like that. And then we're gonna send in the units. But you guys, y'all gonna stand out there. Y'all get no coat. Y'all get no shields, no protection. Y'all just gonna be out there. Which also plays into like Venetim getting support for their situations and stuff like that. Shout out to Venetim. Um, but with Kivia, her just being assigned to them and watching over them at all costs, and her perspective on heroes starts to change as she sees how Xylo interacts with like a lot of the citizens and villagers that he ends up saving, and them actually getting the praise over the knights and everything. So it's like she changes her opinion of him. They have a quick sit down with each other as Terrorita goes in and buys some ice cream or whatever, one of my little favorite scenes or whatever. And even with that, just the situation of them discussing how the coexisters may be a thing, and uh there may be somebody working behind the scenes to make a bigger plot or whatever, because a lot of the machinations of the demon blights encounters don't seem right, and yet you guys are being sent out to your quote unquote deaths to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they letting this happen? This seems more planned out than you would initially think. And then we get to the end of the season. We find out her uncle is plotting with the coexisters. He knew a little bit too much, even though he seemed like a very good supporter. But then he says something that tips her off and is like, "Oh shit, this is an inside job." And the uncle tries to kill her, so she gotta kill him in self-defense. Ends up offing her right-hand man. And then she gets sentenced to be a hero at the end of it all, slits her neck. And now season 2, she's supposed to be a hero. Crazy, crazy work. How she went from the status of glory to people just against her all the entire time. And like, just crazy.
Real quick to interject, you say that and then like it just not dawned on me. It's pretty much a whole 360 when it comes to the story, but we just watched the beginning. Like it's Xylo's story, but in her perspective, because it's damn near the same thing.
And now she understands what Xylo went through. And
I didn't repeat that.
Yes, exactly. And that's why it's like, oh shit. There's a great cliffhanger to end off on, with her slitting her throat like that and being sentenced. Like, I wouldn't 10 out of 10 no notes. The way that they set that up, I couldn't believe it.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see that shit coming either. Honestly, that whole ending and her with the uncle and how it played out and how quick he was to attack his own niece was crazy.
And even with her backstory of like how her parents were royalty, or like they were they owned some part of land or whatever, and they wanted her to live with them and be wed off or whatever. She's like, no, I kind of want to do my own thing. That life isn't for me. And her uncle supported her through all of that, only for him to turn around and do this to her, even though it seemed like he wanted to do what was in her best interest. He had the defeatist and like very there's a word for it, I can't think about it right now, but he was willing to let humanity die and sacrifice and try to rebuild it as one of the new leaders of the regime.
Oh yeah, he was in some elitist shit right there.
Yeah,
with that
yeah. Like some crazy work with her backstory. And I feel bad for her. Like, ever since she met Xylo and Terrorita, she saw the good in everything, and then she just got too close to the truth. She started to overthink things, and I wouldn't say overthink things, but
she started to question.
Yeah, question every single thing and wanted to get to the bottom of it, because a lot of stuff just didn't make sense as they started to talk about it. It's like, oh shit. Like, initially she just wanted to follow orders. She wanted to die a noble death. Like in the first episode, they just wanted to, be honorable soldiers for their military. But they realized quickly, like, this is not all that it's cracked up to be. There's a meaning in being the theme of the show, a hero. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of get into the villains really quick, the antagonists, but we really don't really know, because there's like a lot of different factions. We got the coexisters, We got supposedly the church, the military was against them so far. The big two big bad demon lords, Boojum, the who they thought was Spriggan at first, and then Spriggan, who is a person who can copy other people's abilities or are capable of transforming into a human and looking like them. What did y'all think about this part of the story? Like the antagonist, the setups against the penal unit heroes. What did y'all think about these people?
I honestly thought that I saw like the demon lord being able to turn in human form. I saw that coming. It just that felt kind of natural. That eventually one of them will have the ability to like camouflage themselves in to get closer. So I wasn't surprised by that, but it was still dope to see like how it interacted with human society or how we tried to learn more about human society and stuff like that. So that's more so what drew my attention to it and made me more excited to see it. Then when it came to like the political aspect of it, it's just like you already knew it was some super shady shit going on as you watch everyone's backstory. But when you like finally get the full picture, especially with like episode 12, where like the dude explains to you how they're made and like the reason why certain things happen with the heroes, it's like, damn, this shit goes deep as fuck. Like, I don't think there's a way to really clear out the rotten pieces out of their government. Like, it might be too deep rooted to even cleanse. Like, you might have to do a whole wipe and rebuild.
Yeah.
So that to me was interesting because usually, you know, shows are like, oh, it's just a few bad guys, you know, we could remove them and you know, and continue on with the few good ones left. But it seems like everybody in the higher up is just bad.
Yeah. And they're all setting each other up. Like they're setting up the heroes. They have a vendetta against the military. The who is really the bad? Like they talked about the church, not the church, but the royal family for like a hot second. And it's like, who is this council? Like clearly we haven't seen anybody of the first capital or anybody that is a part of this royal family for real just yet. Something's going on, and the higher ups just don't want to let anything leaking. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So this is like my jam. Um, a little lore drop. So when I was like back in school, I wrote this lovely, lovely paper in one of my like elective classes. Can't remember. On the 100 Years War. Okay, so you're probably like, oh my gosh, what is that? Okay, so that's when like way back in like the Middle Ages, like France, England, Spain, everybody was fighting for like the crown, for like the British crown to like be like the new world order and to like be the new top dog. But then it had like ties of like also like we're trying to also spread Christianity here too. So like we also need everyone to be like ethnically the same, religiously the same, but people aren't trying to do that. Big old fight. It wasn't a consistent 100-year fight. A whole bunch of big skirmishes here and there everywhere. Um that's where like Joan of Arc, Jadaras is in there. That's where all their lore comes from. It's from 100 Years War. So I'm seeing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, this is the 100 Years War. Like, this is real tea, right? Of how, like, everything is, like, so embedded and you can't untie it because everything to someone else means something, right? So I wouldn't even say necessarily that there are villains, right? Because you have the people who are the co-conspirators, right? They're not co-conspirating because like, oh my gosh, we love demons. Yeah. It's, hey, we're in a losing battle. We might as well surrender. And we might as well lead the humans that are going to survive who are still going to be here. We might as well, right? Very survivalist instinct in that. We see that with the guy who does lead that city in like that last arc, right? Where like everything he was doing, yeah, he was selling out everybody and sold out his whole town, but it was for his siblings, right? He wants to make sure that they survive. He only care about his family. He and his family, we gonna live. Everybody else, y'all seem to be okay with the status quo. I ain't going for that. Gonna be out, right? But then you also have people who you have the demons as we see from Rhino, who mm, they'll side with the humans. It really doesn't matter too much to them as long as they can get whatever they want. But then you have people who are still trying to fight for what they believe is the truth, but do they actually know what the truth is? Everything is kind of intertwined geopolitically, socially, religiously, as to how they run with their governments, even with the goddesses, right? Because we find out that actually Aretha was not going to be given to Kivia Patashe, her last name. She wasn't going to be given to Kivia. They were just going to have her bring her back to the capital, and they were going to execute her because they said, "Yeah, she's too weak. We don't need her no way."
Mm-hmm.
So like, so for you to say, this is who we pray to, who we believe in, this is our religious system that we follow, but yet still want to kill a figure of your religion. What does that mean? So therefore you need another one? You want something else there? We're not sure. So I like those tensions that are there. I even with how they're sentenced, right? We see that they're getting sentenced, and we all know it's stupid. It'd be the craziest thing, right? Like Delta still like Delta ain't really do nothing, bro. He was just here just on vibes. And they automatically sentence him. And we see that it's disproportionate to what's happening. They're not trying to hear them. Ain't no fair trial. You get sentenced. Okay, being sentenced to be a hero is actually a bad thing. But then we find out they're actually being selected for something else by someone else who's also within the order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who also has a goddess. So are we really trying to kill off our heroes even though we're sending them to their deaths all the time? Are we really trying to kill off Terrorita? What really is happening? We don't know as of yet. But everyone's being here fighting for their convictions, fighting for what they believe in, doing their best, or some not at all, not doing nothing, just going along with whoever seems to be in the lead at the moment, right? I think all that is very interesting. So I wouldn't say there really are any villains. It depends on which side of the die you turn and who you pledge your allegiance to.
I can agree with that.
The victors write the history, as they say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because a lot of these heroes have to live such a long life, the biggest character that we see as a part of this is Tatsuya, where he I had the question of, is this an isekai? And it's really because of him right here,
Yes,
right?
absolutely because of him.
Because he was, they say that he was summoned from another world, and that he was summoned during the first war, and he has lived so long and died so many deaths that he just is warped. This is how they are able to understand, like, oh, this is the power of, returning by death. Shout out to ReZero. And they leave a little bit behind each time. So he's actually like thousands of years old because this war happened thousands of years ago or whatever, And so like just seeing him as a product of what's been going on, like for first of all, like who are these goddesses? These aren't the goddesses themselves aren't even goddesses of like mythology per se. They're actually artificially created. Like Terrorita says something like she was created to be the sole purpose of like fighting or whatever like that. And
They're kind of like based off of like they're kind of like an answer, like a response to the demons, right? So you
mm-hmm.
have a demon that's powerful in X, Y, and Z. Therefore, you get a goddess that can kind of counter them. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's how it kind of works. It's like they're like a counter.
Yeah, but like even with that, the fact that there was they started off with saying like they wanted to summon heroes from other worlds to fight in this war, where it's like, oh shit, we're in the isekai world. This is starting off in the isekai world. But they said that that was too much, and that did too much because the communication barrier was just too great,
Too
which is
great,
something
yeah.
that we don't see in isekai too often, where, oh, it's just automatically Japanese. universal language. Cool.
Or some sort of system auto translate.
Yeah, they auto translate.
Like ReZero might be an exception because Subaru couldn't read their language or whatever like that, and they had to teach him. But like, yeah, no, auto translate everything. But because
Vending machine had to communicate through his little hellos, yes, no
emojis and shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna dread that one day. But yeah, just seeing them explaining that and then just going about it like, no, so let's use heroes from our world and we're just gonna resummon them. We're just gonna put them in this eternal contract so that whenever they die, they just come back to life. And so we'll have an army of undead heroes. And the fact that we have a goddess who can have that power, another goddess who wields swords. I think there's a goddess who can see the future. Which we don't even
poison goddess.
Yeah. So like all of these different goddesses who are just not even like normal humans nor normal like what we consider normal goddesses, but they just do this otherworldly stuff. It's like, oh shit, like what's really going on here? How are they doing this? What is the deeper plot with all of them? So that's just a really great setup with all of that. So I still want to ask, is this still an isekai?
Yes, I would say it is an isekai because we are seeing it from a different perspective of the isekai story, but you're still pulling people into your world. So it's like if we were to watch ReZero, but instead we're watching it from like the knight's perspective and we're seeing Suna's actions from our eyes instead of his. Like that's how I perceived it. So yeah, I still claim it as an isekai. The interesting thing though about this isekai was the fact that they lose their memory, and it was like, I thought it was just a price they had to pay, like a toll. It's kind of like with Shield Hero when they get revived. They kind of lose a piece of themselves. But in this case, it's not even that. It's just due to because the goddess doesn't know you. Like you only can be revived to as much as the goddess remembers you. From what I remember saying, like from what the guy was saying in the episode 12, like her memory can only hold so much, and because of that, that's why you lose more of yourself because she only brings you back to as much as she knows of you. So I thought that was a very interesting play on the resurrection part of an isekai. But yeah, in the end, I definitely label this shit as an isekai.
I would say that this is not an isekai because one, we only have Tatsuya, and everyone else who is here is from this world, right? And the story is not told through Tatsuya's POV. The story is told through the POV of the people who are native to this land. So though it has mechanics of an isekai, I would not call this an isekai. I would just call this a fantasy. It's not what is in the forefront. We're not trying to figure out how to get Tatsuya back, how to get to the other world, how we got to this world, right? We're not doing any of that. We're in this world. We got these big old demon bug things. We're trying to figure out that, as well as what's happening within our climate. So I would say like, and even with the resurrection, I can't even say like it's not even like necessarily like we said now. It's not even like a time loop. So we're not infinitely looping. You resurrect, but resurrection doesn't always mean an isekai, I guess. I wouldn't define it always. So I would say there are elements, but it doesn't make the full story in and of itself an isekai. It's a fantasy that, right? Like it's a fantasy that has isekai, not a isekai that has fantasy. It's like that, the former.
Yeah. I can kind of agree with that. I'm pretty much on that side. Even though one of the things it's interesting that we have it as an isekai. I would say this is more of a reverse isekai in that aspect. Because we have people getting summoned to this world. It's like what is it? Devil is a part-timer, right? Where he got summoned to Earth or whatever like that. So just think about this world being Earth and they're summoning like the people to this world. So it's more of a reverse isekai in that aspect, especially when you consider like one of the things that they talk about as plot points are like the goddesses are also like gates where their powers can be summoned through like a gate into this world. So with Terra Rita, she summons swords through a gate to this world or whatever, So yeah, it has isekai elements. I would say is more of a reverse isekai if we had to put it in the isekai classification.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in one. Because even with her gate, like we don't have enough information to say what that is. That sword, that big old holy sword did look like Excalibur. Once again, I was like, y'all better bring me back to the Thousand-Year War.
Oh yeah,
You
real
know,
quick,
ball.
who you think
You
would
know,
win in a
ball.
fight, Gilgamesh or her?
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh. Because
Just
she
cause,
herself
I just
just
had to
can't
cause,
fight.
ask. I just had to ask.
just cause
She
that
needs
man
someone.
ruthless. Like my girl's so pure, so naive.
Okay,
But
wait. Are we
she a
saying
writer. She a
you
writer
saying
now. She a
Terita
writer.
with Terita with Xylo or just Terita by herself?
Let's do both. Terra Rita with Xylo and then just Terra Rita.
Okay, so Terita by herself, absolutely not. Terita with Xylo, that's probably a different story. Because Zyra got the same grit as Gilgamesh. So and then you got like it's a 2v1 where it's like tactic wise, yeah. But the only thing is, I would still probably give it to Gilgamesh a little bit because you will have to protect Terita, and Gilgamesh will see that, and he will definitely make his mission to take her ass out first.
Yeah, I mean, it gives basic like mage holy. Oh my gosh, a holy grail war, holy grail war. I mean, yeah, that's like her. That's like her mage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a backline maid. She's
Gilgamesh
a
be having
girl.
a mage.
Yeah.
He. The gag is I can't even tell you who. I think.
He has
Oh
different
my gosh.
mages.
Yeah, I don't know who nobody is because he do not be caring about them people. Oh my god, he had like a. Oh my god, I think the priest.
Yeah, I think in one of them he had the
In
priest.
Zero, I think in Zero it was oh my gosh, what's his name?
Kiri,
Kirisi.
Kotomine.
Yeah, yes, bro. Kotomine. Oh, no. You want to talk about a villain? I hate you, Kotomine. Man, you rot. Man, you be in purgatory, bro. Um, yeah, I'm giving it to Gilgamesh because my sis just hasn't tapped in yet. Like
Yeah.
as we're now talking about fate, like fate lore. Just a quick little sidestep. All right. So phase, there's like a gajillion different like versions of the same heroic spirits. So like Terrarita to me is like a lily. So there's like Artoria, right? There's Saber, but like there's Saber Lily, like Saber before she became King Arthur, right? So still heroic, still like in the making, right? Like you're still in the making. She's still being crafted, so she's not there yet. So she's not at peak. She's not at peak yet. Could she be when she gets to peak? We'll see. But she's not at peak yet. So she's in her lily form. She hasn't ascended yet. But when she ascends, she up. SSR. 5-star.
I could get behind that. All right. So let's go down some quick little rundown of questions. MVP of the season.
MVP. I mean, it's gotta be Xylo, bro. Like, I feel like it's Xylo.
Yeah. Okay, besides Xylo, of course, because we know he
Okay, besides Xylo is my liege, absolutely. Then,
Absolutely not. My
like,
no, bro. They were not, bro. They weren't getting out that second mission.
yeah, they were not
They
getting
were
out
not getting out that second
that mine
mission
without
without my
him.
liege.
Yeah, without him, they were not getting out that mine without him. There's no way they was gonna make it without him.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Part of me wants to say Tatsuya just because there was a point where like all of them couldn't move because of like a loud
Oh, the
noise.
scream. Yeah, that's in
Yeah,
the cave. That was in the
yeah.
mines too.
But Tatsuya
And because he's
could.
a berserker, bro. He don't. Actually, I find it funny because he probably just like he don't know the language, so that didn't mean nothing to him. Could
I
you
don't
imagine?
understand what you're
Could you
saying.
imagine like the DW meme? Like this sign doesn't bother me because I can't read. Like it's like that.
No, for real. But that's the thing with him, like because he's always like press the button. If you need somebody to go attack and do something, call Tatsuya. There was a time where he was I think it was the second capital and like
Oh,
all the
when
demons
he was in the tunnel and he pulled
yeah,
the
Oh,
and was pressing the buttons.
toward them other tunnels.
That's what I knew. I'm like, oh, he's not from here. I was like, oh, you're from
yeah,
a different place.
yeah, dog went
Yeah, but
crazy.
not gonna lie, I peeped that like, because we were gonna like when we were discussing what we're gonna like watch, and you're like, oh, this is Isekai, but it's not Isekai, but it's Isekai, and I peeped. I was like, Why does my nigga have on this old ass World War II outfit, bro? And everybody else got on full gear, bro, like and armor. What's going on here? I'm like, you're not from here, are you, Tatsuya? My poor boy.
No, and they just mention it offhandedly. Like, I think Terra Rita. It's literally like the second episode when Terra Rita was asking about my liege and Tatsuya, and he explains like, no, he's just very delusional. All of that's really just him. And then goes into Tatsuya like, yeah, no, he's been here the longest out of all of us, and there's rumors that he was summoned from another world. That's what made me go like, so is this or is this not an isekai? Like, what are we doing here? What's the
Yeah,
real mystery behind it?
my man used a whole skill. I was like, bro, that is a skill.
Yeah, brother. Who has the worst sentencing out of the penal heroes?
I will say, well, the worst sentencing.
Probably like the most tragic. They're all pretty tragic. Well, cause okay, I don't remember everybody for.
I got
Because
kind of
everyone gets summoned, everyone get sentenced for like stupid stuff. Like, why are you sentencing my boy because he a furry? Is crazy, bro. Like, let him just love his dragons. Did they burn up a whole bunch of people? Maybe so, but he just wants to be with his dragon, bro.
I feel like the worst sentencing, and I want to see like it's the worst by like what they were sentenced. I'll just say like the like the story behind it. For me, I think would be the thief because he was betrayed by someone that he cared about so dearly. In a way, like it was such a betrayal that it broke him to the point where he just like he became a different person after that. Like it fundamentally changed him.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say he had the worst one.
I could get behind that. For me, like in a similar vein, I would say Kivia because we saw her journey. And like just the fact that she had to kill her uncle to stop him. And she was willing to put down the sword and everything like that, but the uncle turned on her. It's like, oh shit, dog. Like, there's no way you can explain this, especially when the witness that was with you got murked before you, like body, like just splurted everywhere. You got a big ass hole in him. Like, nah, bro. And then he just walks up, pushes his corpse to the side, bro. Like, get out the way, and is about to shoot her. Wow, that's kind of crazy, to go through. I also want to say quick, like as like the worst, as in like the most kind of lamest one is Sav the sniper. Like, dude is just a killer, bro. Like,
oh yeah, he was just a murderer.
No, actually, yeah, like that nigga needed to be sentenced.
Yeah, he was a fucking murderer.
He deserved his sentencing because he actually was on a rampage, bro. Like they asked him, like, "Oh, like how do you choose who to kill?" He's like, seems the easiest."
yeah.
I'm like, are you like, bro? Like that's how serial killers talk, bro. Like,
No, he's actually a serial
like,
killer.
You actually no, like you need to be on death row, bro. Because you're
Like,
actually insane.
You're
Like-
bad. Like,
like-
you're really,
A
really
fun
bad.
time, a charming, charismatic guy.
No, because like his
keep that nigga away from
his
that nigga away from me.
introduction, bro, when he's like playing dice or whatever in the city, and like he says the dude starts cheating, the guy puts a hand on him, he just like slices the hand off. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what happened with it? And then like when they're
He's like, I'm just a chill guy, you know.
yeah, and then like it's him and Xylo and like I think Dota the thief, and they're all congregating with like some other people in like the fortress or whatever, and they're like, why should we listen to y'all? Like, you guys are heroes. This is some bullshit.
Oh yeah, and he came out of nowhere and sliced that dude. Yo,
Yes.
insane.
No, and then Xylo being like, thank you for the help, but don't do that again, bro.
Yeah, like he just want to keep him in check because he just be going off the deep end.
Like Xylo being able to round this ragtag group of misfits together and him being like probably the sanest one of them all is a crazy situation to be a part of, bro. Like, I know he be stressed.
It's got to be exhausting, bro. It's mentally exhausting.
No, because they're all insane, bro.
Like, like they had the day off or whatever, and everybody's out in the city, and this nigga's just in the cell reading a book, and everybody's just coming to bother him. Like Terra Rita comes to bother him. Like,
no, them having to chaining Dota so he don't go and steal They had to chain that man on his day off and just give him a bottle and be like, "That's it. That's all you getting."
Bro, my klepto, bro. That man is serious. He lived by that shit.
No, that nigga is like all of them were funny, bro. Like every single one of them. One of my favorite things is also the opening theme. Like they don't show it too often in the beginning, but then when it starts to hit, that's probably one of the best opening themes.
Oh yeah, one of the best
I
openers.
did
Yes,
like it. Yeah.
yes. Yup, I agree.
Like the montage, seeing all of them like crazy, like that might have to be up there.
It's definitely up there. Yeah, for sure.
I know we're talking about scenes right now. What are some of y'all favorite scenes?
Honestly, my favorite scene is when Xylo and Tarita bring out the Holy Sword for the first time. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Like the whole fight, him getting injured, pulling out the sword, and like all the just the whole build up to it, and then like to have that anticlimactic, just where he just disappears. It's like there's no big boom. He just ball. Like, it's like wait, what? The sky just goes bright again. Like, huh?
I liked Rhino's confrontation with Spriggan
Oh
in the
yeah.
bottom. I like that. I liked also the what do I like? What do I like? The Mind People. When the Mind People came back for
Oh
their
yeah.
capital stakeout, I'm like, you know what? True friends. Like, cause y'all didn't have to come here. I liked that scene a lot. Um also I like Venetum's backstory. I like Venetum's backstory. I think that kind of like really helped with the world building. Cause a lot of once again, a lovely tangent of mine. I've been told that I don't. I've been accused of not liking world building because I be saying that it'd be taking too long, depending on the series. Depending on the series, I do think that this is one of the series that does world building pretty well. Right? We only have 12 episodes. We have a firm grasp of what's kind of happening here. We can see the machinations behind everything that's going on. So I do enjoy that. I do think for sure that like Venetum's story does push everything for me. Because at first I thought he was a bad guy, and I was like, something's off with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, actually, everybody is off for real, for real. But I don't know. He seemed to know a little too much, and I don't know enough as a viewer what's going on here. Then it was revealed to me. I said, oh, okay. You're good in my book for now.
Mm-hmm.
Good in my book for now. Still got my eye on you. Yeah, I like that. The fight scenes just in general are really good. I think the OSTs really build it and like really sell it. Because once again, they're going on these suicide missions, bro. Every time they get their orders, bro, and they be looking like exasperated. I too was exasperated. I'm like, bro, you can't be like this shit again, bro. Like you
You
can't
can't
go
keep
fucking.
getting away with this.
So
And
we
then you're like,
so
bro.
we're just gonna be here and we're gonna fight demons for 13 hours. And then y'all gonna blow it up and poison it. Oh, okay. We just gonna sit here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Like
okay,
why
okay, cool.
we're just here? Like we gotta do the whole
Okay,
stakeout.
bet. Yeah,
Like,
all right.
and they
I'm going.
specifically be like, no, you can't run away. What you mean I can't run away? Like
Yeah,
why can't we
you
just
can't
set
run
this
away.
up? Why can't we just set this up and dip? Why can't we just set up the explosives out here? You know what I'm saying? And once we pull them in, we just go. They're like, no,
You must stay
you
until
gotta
reinforcements show up. No reinforcements is coming.
No reinforcements.
Like,
You are
what?
the reinforcements. Thank you very much. You're the first way, second, and third. Thank you very much.
Like, what the fuck? Like, yo.
just sending these niggas out on suicide missions, bro. Like every single time.
Bro, I
Like,
know they gotta be mad. It's like, yo, what the fuck, man? How does Xylo keep making it out of this shit?
yeah, like
Because of my liege, bro. Because of my liege.
and they really be sick as fuck too every single time, bro. Like I've never seen such villain of the week activity where it's like, oh man, foiled again.
Foiled again.
Right?
Got him. We'll get him. We'll get him next mission.
Yeah, next time.
We'll kill him off next mission. Again.
Oh,
But no, I do think like what makes Xylo so great is because he really does understand his team
Mm-hmm.
and like understands like who works best with what and like what motivates each and every one of them. I
Mm-hmm.
think that also what makes him like such a great leader. Shout out to his military training, I guess.
Yeah.
He did his big one. I see how he ran his squad.
Yeah, even though he be stressed all the time, like every time
All the
every time he
time.
turns his back, some shit goes down. He's like, "Where's Venetim? Where's Dota? He left a note here. Yeah, sorry, got to dip off. What the fuck? Like, be stressed as hell.
Hey yo, him sending Dota to go get the mercenaries to persuade the mercenaries to come. Did not
Oh,
persuade the
yeah.
mercenaries. He stole from the mercenaries to
And
get
brought them.
them to chase him. Insane.
He said, "I
Yo.
made sure they followed."
So now you got the coexisters, the mercenaries, and the demon
And your own
blights.
team. And just your own Avenger squad, bro. Like,
Bro.
what are they doing?
You know the funniest thing too? This wouldn't even none of this like with Terita would even happen if Dota didn't steal her. Because he was like, I don't know, I just saw it and I took it.
He didn't
Like, he
even
literally-
open it though.
Yeah, he just
No,
saw it
yeah,
and took it. He was just like,
looks important. I'm gonna take it.
I'll take it.
Starts getting chased by the demon blight too. Like, I'm about to die. Please, no. Hides off in a tree or whatever. Gets bit up a little bit. You know, like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You're really about to risk your life, literally, and risk part of your memories for this. Are you really about to do this?
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, okay. I am reminded as we literally talked about at the beginning. I liked the first battle because I found that interesting that like as the demons go through, they like transform like organic matter and like life into
Oh,
whatever
fairies.
like monstrations that they have. And then I was like, oh my God, can they do this to people? And then I received my answer. And I was like, oh, this is too good. But I really do. I like how they make this setup because it do be feeling like, oh, bro, this is an impossible fight. This is an impossible. Like, you know how we were saying, kind of like in oh my God, what is that with the little boy with the blue hair?
Oh,
Oh my
Seventh
God, what is?
Prince.
Oh, Seventh Prince?
Yes, right. How we were saying like, okay, these are impossible fights, but like. He gonna pull it through. He gonna pull through somehow. He gonna pull them out his ass. And he gonna run with it. I ain't never feel like that. I'm like, actually, no, y'all are probably gonna get murked, bro. Like, we might have to start over. We might have to start over. Say goodbye to your memories. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna hold
need
you.
those last memories. You be alright.
Thanks for the memories.
Part of this, as a fan of this series, it kind of reminds me of Fire Emblem in a way too, just because it's like the tactical units, the setup. You know, sometimes if you're playing on hard mode, you got to figure out how to go about defeating the enemies. Reinforcements for the enemies may show up, and it's like, oh shit, like I'm running low on stamina, I'm running low on items. What's gonna happen next? And then all of a sudden, your reinforcements may show up, and now the tides of battle have turned. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing about this series is the fact that like it has futuristic elements, because like, what do you mean there are cybernetic cannons that shoot out these spells or whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
that's magic. It's magic.
Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, magic is usually like something that we don't understand and is like innate. But no, there's a little bit. They have a scientific method with some of this stuff, bro. Like,
Also, did they explain why old buddy can understand dragon?
He just built like that.
Like, there was never a full explanation about how he can actually speak to dragons, right?
no, I don't think so.
That was always very puzzling to me. I'm like, how do you speak to dragons? Like, how do you understand them? Like, you literally
he just tapped in. He just tapped in.
What if he was raised by him?
Yeah, I figured like he grew up with them, so he just tapped in.
Yeah.
So he just learned dragon speak. He was raised by them.
You could just tell by the vibes. He could go by the vibes.
I don't know, because like honestly, like the dragon that he was partnered with is like, it wasn't just like he was reading mannerisms of the dragon to know what's going on. It's like he could actually have a full blown conversation, and the dragon reacted like the conversation was proceeding as he was like saying it. So it's like, bro, like, are you literally talking? Like, talking to the dragon?
Yeah,
Like,
he's a Pokemon
how?
trainer. He's Ash
Yeah.
Ketchum.
Or like how like they could understand Toge in JJK. He'd just be like tuna salmon mayo. Emma would be like, yeah, bro, I know they
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah.
Like you just know you just pick up the vibes.
No,
You gotta
that's
be locked in.
yeah.
Because a part of me wondered if it was a skill. Like, could that have been a skill? Maybe, like, you know how one thing I always wondered with isekais, especially like if the character stays, like, are there inherent things that they get from coming to that world can be passed down through lineage, like through, you know, if they had a child.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me wonder, like, what if his ancestors could have been a hero or something, and then he'd passed down skills, and dragon speak or animal talk was a skill that he received or something. You know, like, it made me
Yeah.
curious about that.
We could also think about it like because they have the power of these seals. Well, I don't know if he has one on him.
Yeah,
that could be something. Like he has a seal on him that allows him to translate dragon speak.
Translate dragon speech. Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah, but hopefully we find out a little bit more about that. Last two questions. Would you recommend this to someone, and how would you recommend it? Because we got to give our grades for this too, you know.
I definitely would recommend this. At 100%. The way I would recommend it is if you like action, but alongside a very good story and something to keep you like locked in and sitting at the edge of your seat. Because if you don't know how this plays out, you are sitting there like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna make it out of this? It'll definitely keep you at the edge of your seat.
Yes, I would recommend. How would I recommend it? How would I say this to someone? I'd be like, bro, you're gonna enjoy it. Crazy battles, but it's a plot inside of a plot inside of a plot that is a plot. So you got to figure it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
I would say, do you like Game of Thrones? Do
Man, literally.
See, I can't say Game of Thrones because like I never watched, so I can't. Yeah, I can't.
It's honestly some of the political shit is just very Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very Game of Thrones.
Like, do you like Game of Thrones? Are you a fan of like
just minus the incest?
Yeah. More action packed. Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you enjoy that stuff? I will recommend this wholeheartedly. To anybody. I don't know about it as a starter anime. I would say this could be recommended
as depends on the person though, I would say.
Like, but I feel like this would be a good starter anime. Like the first episode being 50 minutes is long enough for people who like these 4-hour, you know, episodes of live action series. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's enough to tie someone in. If you can sit here and watch the full 50 minutes and be at the edge of your seat about like, oh shit, these niggas running through the forest, like, what the hell going on? If you can withstand like as an introductory anime, if you don't like the high pitchedness of Tara Rita's voice, maybe she's kind of annoying to you. But if you appreciate Xylo, it does depend on the person. I feel like there's a way to recommend this to someone as a starter anime, or at least a starter isekai anime or isekai adjacent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And last but not least, the final grade. What would y'all grade this?
OMG, before we give grades, can I bring it back to the ReZero of it all? Just for one moment, just for two, if I may have the floor.
Go ahead, go crazy.
My good fellow men. All right. So you know how we were talking just last week, by the time you're listening, like how y'all didn't like Subaru because y'all felt like Subaru was incompetent and he know the fuck was going on. That would be Tatsuya. If he was here, he would be Tatsuya, and he wouldn't have no mind, and he would be brainless because he would have died so many times. So y'all need to put some respect on Subaru's name.
He's just
Because
lucky
now
that he's
you
not
see,
in this
because
world.
now you
That's
see,
all that is.
now
Yeah,
He's
you
just
very
lucky.
see,
lucky.
He's just lucky that he's
you
not in this
see,
world. That's all that is.
you
And
get
even
to
with
see.
Tatsuya's mind being
Either
gone,
way,
I
Tatsuya was
don't.
still a
either
goat.
way,
I don't
it's
Like
the
know. I
same
don't know,
thing.
man.
It's the
I
I
don't.
don't
same.
I
know.
can't. I
I
can't get on that
can't.
train.
I
I can't
can't.
get
It's
on
the
that one.
I
same
can't. I
thing,
I
my
can't.
can't get on
friends.
that one.
No.
You
Nah,
No.
because
can't, cause
Tatsuya was
No.
actually useful.
No.
My
how
man's
No.
using
how
skills.
okay.
Let it
My
let it
colleagues,
let us talk about it first. Let us deliberate.
colleagues.
Let us deliberate on your statement.
You haven't let me finish. I haven't even gotten a chance to expound for y'all start staticking at me because I can't even hear you. My good colleagues. We didn't get to see Tatsuya's deaths. We don't know how many times Tatsuya died. All we know is he's died so many times that now he is lost so much of himself. He's just here as a berserker. My good brother, Subaru Natsuki, has lost himself and died so many times. He's been close to the edge. Actually, if you're looking at season 4, we get into a lot of the ifs of what happens when he dies and all that good jazz. So I need everyone to lay off of Subaru because it's not easy trying to navigate a world that you don't know of. And he's doing the best that he can. We all can't be Xylo, but Xylo is a native in this world, so he can get by. I
Patrick, you
rest
want to
my
go
case.
first? You want to go first?
I mean, okay, like I understand what you're saying, but my man's came in with skills, right? Yes, he at first you absolutely never
Who
see
came in with skills? Who?
not Subaru Tatsuya, right? He came in with
How
skills.
do how do we don't know that?
We definitely do know that. That
We
was
don't
definitely a
know
screen
that.
he pulled up and he used a shout. That was a blatant skill.
We don't know if he came into that or if that is
So
an
you telling me
example of him being a
roaring and
berserker.
ripping people apart and that's just not a skill?
We don't know if that's how he came in here, if that's his from him being in a berserker mode. I will give that to him now being in berserker mode and that he just is there. You don't know.
And then on top of that
Because
too, he's been here for
Subaru now
1,000
does have.
years. So you don't even know he's been here for 1,000 years. So of course, so many deaths will make him go, you know, as we all said, like lose his mind. Subaru literally lost his mind in like what
After like the
4
fifth
deaths?
death?
Yeah, like,
No,
like,
it was like his seventh,
like,
and a couple of those were self inflicted. All I'm saying is
and to compare to the
that
world
it's
that
very
Subaru
hard.
is in, to compare to where Tatsuya is in, that was a cakewalk.
Ah,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
whoa! The Lagunica is a rough world, bro. They be murking him just to be murking
I
him.
mean, yeah, but you're not
All
living in
I
a
am
world where
saying
you have
is
Hold
freaking
up, Jerry. You can't
several
let him finish.
several different demon lords of that quality, turning the environment to poison and the creatures into fairies around you, having to fight those on a daily, consistent basis. If Super was in that world, he would have lost. He would have gave up day one and just said, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't want to do this no more."
I agree with this. Simply because we know at least let's take where both of them are in their stories in season 1 at the end by the end of season 1, right? Tatsuya is a berserker. He's probably died thousands of years. If we could take that Tatsuya, whatever skills he may have accumulated, put him in ReZero, he would probably be a holy knight. He will probably have fared a lot better in that fight against Julius over Subaru, bro. Like Subaru doesn't have this.
You do not know this
Here's the thing.
information.
I
You see
said
him as
no.
the actor.
Pause.
You don't see
That's
him
what
as
I.
a performer.
You're missing what I'm saying. I
I'm
said
not missing it.
at the end of season 1, where both of those characters are, meaning all the skills that they have accumulated, including Tatsuya being 1,000 years old or whatever like that, he would have fared infinitely a lot better than Subaru at the end of season 1. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, Subaru at the end of season 1, dying however many deaths, no. He's fit for the average human male in the Earth realm. In Lagunica, whatever that world is, bro. No. He's like Venetim. He's like Dota. He's not wrecking no type of shit without like no special weapon or anything like that. He's not doing it. Like Subaru, I don't know if we could actually consider him to be any type of thing in Sinister be a hero. He probably would have gave up for real. No,
I'm not saying if we compare them into each other's worlds. What I am saying is someone who's being summoned to a world that they don't know how to navigate will die multiple times and lose themselves within the course of being in their new world.
In
That
Sinister
is
be a
what I'm
hero,
saying.
yes.
In Lagunaga,
I wouldn't say so because if we transfer their powers,
we're
per
not
se-
not transferring powers. There's no need to transfer powers.
Bec-
Because
but the,
we don't know about Tatsuya's powers. We don't know how
oh,
he
if
was
you're
when he
if
was.
so
Oh,
if you're saying then that like the isekai person getting transported to another world would lose themselves, then absolutely, because that's the plot of Sinister be a hero. They said
Right, they lose
that
themselves. Yeah.
not only just that, but they had to start using people from their world because the gap between communication was that bad between summoned heroes and them. So like, yeah, they acknowledge that. So I mean,
I feel like too, like, if like
because y'all are making it seem like Tatsuya is this super powered human being who then was summoned to this world. We don't know that. Once again, he's in a military uniform, so he probably was just an average
no,
military
I
person.
believe he got his powers when he got
We
sent
don't
to that
we
world.
we don't know that though. We can't work off what we think. We can't go off that.
Well, I mean, we have to go off the context clues of what the
The
story is.
context of that the story tells is that he has these berserker powers, right? So once again, I'm also akin this to similar to I don't know what form in Fate, but Heracles, right? So Hercules is summoned as a berserker in the berserker class, right? They just go crazy, go stupid, right? And he kind of like doesn't have any limiters because his mind is gone from the 7 trials that he had to go through with Hera. Anyways, so that's what I'm saying. So could he have something? Yeah, but we don't know that. What we know of is based on his uniform, he's someone in the military.
I would
From
still
what world?
say
We don't know. But
We also
needless
don't
to
know if he's a berserker because that's his class, or if it's just because he lost his mind that made him a berserker.
that is implied that he's a berserker because he's lost his mind so much.
Right. So that okay. So yeah. Okay.
He's
So
died multiple times.
right. So you can't say with Suna because like he dies, but he doesn't lose anything. So I wouldn't say it's fair. You said that you lose your mind because he lost his mind on the 5th death because of his own shortcomings. Right. This guy literally lost his mind because it literally takes your mind away.
But all I'm saying is, a death is a death either way, and a death.
But the deaths are different.
They're not different.
They are different because the effects are different.
The method of the death doesn't matter. What I'm saying is,
dying. We're not saying the method.
It's what I'm. Okay.
It's literally just them dying and coming back is different.
Yes, the process. Well, I'm saying that the process of dying, of experiencing death, coming back, experiencing death again, coming back multiple times, leads one to lose their minds because they're in a world that is hard to navigate.
But see, we can't say that because...
But you're saying that no, Tatsuya can navigate the world because he
not because of the power. No. It's because of the power of the goddess where they are being reincarnated. Them dying and coming back to life every time
makes
they're
them
pulled
lose
back.
Their mind.
Yes, they are literally leaving something in the afterlife from their previous life.
If it was different to where they wouldn't lose a piece of them when they came back, then I would say you could do that 1-to-1 comparison. But could we have the?
I wouldn't do a 1-to-1 comparison.
But that's
because
the thing.
You're saying that the person remains whole.
No, right, but he remains whole when he comes back, though.
Yes, Subaru remains whole. He gains information. Like he's still himself
So
to
okay,
an extent, but people in
okay,
sentenced to be
exactly.
a
Okay,
hero, they literally have to leave a piece of their previous life and previous mentality and mental state in the afterlife every time they're brought back, which is how you go from somebody like Xylo to Tatsuya, because he's died so many times that he's leaving himself to until he's like a husk, until there's no personality or anything left. That's what that is. We're not saying it for Subaru's sake, where it's like, oh, he's just dying and coming back and he's losing his mental state. No, it's literally the effects of death in sentence to be a hero.
but I'm saying the effects of death. Period. That's what I'm trying to say, my dear friends. The effects of dying, experiencing death, coming back, and experiencing death makes. Yes, we can say philosophically that it's different, right? Like, okay, you lose a piece of your mind because the goddess don't remember it. Okay, you get mind broken because you have to experience the painful death of being eaten and shitted on by rabbits multiple times. Either way it goes, the person is changed and a piece of themselves is lost through that experience. All I'm saying is, if y'all can give Tatsuya grace, y'all can give my man Subaru some grace.
I'm not giving Subaru grace because Tatsuya deserves grace because he's literally
How
losing.
do you
Yeah, I
know what?
He's
disagree.
literally,
How do you
yeah, he's
know?
literally
Because
losing
y'all
some.
don't.
No, we do know. They said
So
it.
you're saying that Subaru, so that the experiences of death that Subaru, because you find them like stupid, then it doesn't matter.
No,
Oh
no,
no,
I'm
no,
not
no, no.
saying that. I'm saying it's the
It,
actual
but
mechanic of the
like the
dying that I'm
pain
saying is
of
different.
death and the act of
That's
death
not it
don't mean
either.
nothing.
That
That's not
yeah,
it
no,
either.
that's a that no, we're talking. You're talking about us giving him grace because it'll make him lose his mind, and you're saying because oh boy lost
Yeah,
his mind, we should give him grace. But that is different
yeah, because
because he lost his mind because of the rules in that world. If he
Yes.
didn't lose his mind, if he didn't lose anything to make him go insane, and then he lost his mind regardless of that because of death, I'm like, okay, yeah, you got a point there. But we don't have that information to see whether or not would he have still gone crazy if he still kept himself.
Yes, because of the rules of, it's like the goddess in their world literally has these rules tied to their reincarnation and coming back to life, like resurrection. For Subaru and Satella's rules, it's no, you get sent back in time to a different universe or a multiverse, and you get to re-experience this event so that you can properly go through it with the information that you got from the previous life. That's different from Tatsuya and him dying. Like, okay, you can die, cut your head off, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. They are not coming back in the same manner, regardless, simply because of the rules tied to their resurrection. That's what we are
okay,
saying.
and I am disagreeing because I'm still saying that the act of dying still changes the person, even though yes, Satella brings him back regular degular. The mind is still changed because he still experiences death each time. But I understand.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is having Tatsuya be there shows that it is very difficult to navigate a new world. Because everyone be making it seem like Subaru just don't know what he's doing. But as we see, it's hard to navigate a world where you don't know what's going on.
Oh no, absolutely. And I think shout out to you for fucking bean counter or whatever the fuck. But this is how I'm looking at it, in that girl in that world or whatever, who's supposed to be the hero, and the main character talks to her like, yo, you should actually get a little bit more information about this world before you just set out to do it. What I assume that they said to Tatsuya on his initial summoning was that, hey, we're gonna sentence you to be a hero, like you're gonna fight for us, but being a hero in our world as an earthling, who I assume Tatsuya is, versus being a hero there are two different things. We assume a hero is a sign of positivity and, like, you know, respect, but in their world it's a crime. So that's why I'm like, okay, like there may be a gift and a curse to that, and Tatsuya probably just didn't know any better because of the definition of the word hero is different
But
from their
hold on
worlds.
though, I don't think they made it a crime yet until afterwards, right? So it was
We
like
don't
after.
know.
No, they said it.
They did say that.
They said in the end.
But I don't know like how long.
Yeah, like
okay.
we don't know. That
They
So
did
you're
say
on
it
the
was
basis that he
yeah, they were
was
like,
still
"Ooh,
in
maybe we should
during the
change.
time
We should
where.
change how we do things." But
But if he was here
what
for
the what
1,000
it was,
years,
we don't
wouldn't he
know.
have been here before they made that change?
It was during the first war, so yes, but like they didn't technically give enough of that because there's still not enough information that we know about Tatsuya in general for us.
Because I would because like it's up in the air because like if he was turned into a hero before they made a crime, then he was going off the premise that it's a good thing.
Yeah, and
then
that's what I'm saying.
It turned into this this heinous crime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was probably something different and back then for him versus what we know about it now.
Yeah, it probably was just like a regular summoning, but once again, the plot within the plot is how I look at it is that okay, you have these demons, right? The demons are here. The government still has to make it seem like they're trying to mitigate the demons, right? So why not just make our loaves of low criminals do that, right? Like it's a ploy. Because like if the government did nothing and just like, oh my gosh, we're taking over by the demon realm, that ain't gonna go over well with your constituents. They ain't having that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, don't you see we're doing something? Heroes, yippee.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we got to figure out if they ever do a season 2, when they do a season 2, because this is a perfect setup for season 2. Yeah. Final grades, everybody.
I'll definitely give this an A+.
I agree.
I'm tempted to give it an S.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it. I
want more. I want more.
Yeah, if season 2 was season 1 was longer. Like if it was like 24 instead of 12, because there still is a lot we
don't know and need to figure out.
Yeah, but just this first season altogether, I feel like we got a good plot, a good full circle moment for Kivia, somewhat. We understood a lot of the main characters. You see how long we had the discussion. Like it's a lot in this first season that we could talk about, but it does everything really good. Like the characters are good, music is good, animation is fantastic. We didn't even talk about that for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything about this series is probably what you want to look for in an anime in general. And I feel like this is one of them ones. It's up there. Like, I'm sorry, I probably got to give this an S. The only downside being that we need more. That's it. But like, I can't wait to get more.
I feel like if they had ended it, like, I mean, granted, they ended it with a great cliffhanger, right? But I feel like if they had ended it where after she killed herself, they brought her back, and then she was able to like have a quick little, maybe a 5-minute worth of time dialogue with Xylo to kind of like put them on game to what happened, and then like now they sitting there figuring out, okay, well, now we need to make a plan, and then they ended it there. It probably would have been like an S for me. I'm like, all right, shit. So Xylos knows what's going on now.
Yeah.
We know we got a plan. We got to come up with a plan. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in season 2 now. How they going to make this go together? I think that would have pushed it for me. But again, the ending is not bad. It's not bad at all. But I feel like for me personally, if they had did something like that, probably would have pushed it to an S for me.
I feel like they're going to start off with season 2 like that.
They could, yeah.
But yeah, this was great. This is really good. You know what I'm saying? Glad to have this on the docket. I'm glad that we finally got to talk about something a little bit more recent this year, you know. Next episode, we will be talking about Ascendance of a Bookworm, season 1. Stay tuned for that.
I love that freaking show.
That's gonna be something interesting. I haven't watched the entire thing. It's always been on my list. So this would be a perfect chance to like get through it.
Very good. Well, I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but just for a quick thing, it's a very good show. It's not as definitely not action packed, but a great watch.
Yeah.
Great storytelling, world building.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. But thank you guys for listening. We are here at the Summer at Kame House special. On the lookout. Please go listen to ReZero Season 1. Go listen to our episode of Hell's Paradise. We also had a Big Eyes podcast where we talked about Hiromu Arakawa, the mangaka for Full Metal and Demons of the Shadow Realm. We also talked about Digimon Tamers this week. So please go listen to that. And then we also have a special Subflight Dubs Light episode on Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway. So listen to all the stuff that we got putting out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow our socials, subscribe to the YouTube, and we'll catch you guys next time.